Hello, I want to do a video today on a question that's been sent to me, and so I'm going to get straight into it. It's come from a woman who is part of our Fully Free Woman group. So if you're a woman and you would like to join that group just to get some support or some better understanding, or just kind of increase your circle of conscious friendships with women, then you can just just search on Facebook for Fully Free Woman, and I run that page. So I'm going to go ahead and ask the question. So this is mainly a video for the ladies. Guys, you'll definitely get something out of this, just a better understanding of the way that women think and maybe some insight as to how to move around this kind of problem, because I hear this all the time. So my partner and I own a small business that he runs, and I work full-time, an hour's drive from where we live. I rush home from work every day to get dinner organized because I know he works hard. However, whenever I have to work late or have something on, he does nothing. Often he'll go to the pub without any consideration for me. Where are we? Often he'll go to the pub without any consideration for me. Am I expecting too much from him to think of me and put me first, as I do with him every time? Things always lead to an argument, and I'm sick of arguing. Help. So, firstly, it's really important for women to understand, and for men to understand, that we both sexes come into the world from a really different place. So women are more emotional creatures. We're more nurturing creatures. We're more the emotion, the up and down, the flow, the roller coaster sometimes. And men are more purposeful. So ladies, be really aware of that. Men are more able to focus and move to a place and problem solve and fix. And this is really, really beautiful. It's lovely that both the sexes are so different, because we can support each other. So in saying that, you have to understand as a woman that men don't think like us. They're not furry women. They think very, very differently. And men, same thing. Women don't think like you. We don't understand the purpose. We don't understand moving to a place without thinking of emotion. So if you can keep that in mind when problems like this arise in your relationship, then you're going to be so much better off. So what we need to do in this situation is hi Heather. Yeah, totally different. Understand that women and men are very, very different, and stop treating men as though they understand how your brain thinks. Women or men, stop treating women as though they get you, because we don't get you at all. It's not in our being to understand how you operate, how your brain operates, and vice versa. So both sexes are on totally different tangents here. So firstly, understand. Secondly, accept that that you're not going to be on the same page with most of this. And this might sound condescending, but I do not mean for it to sound condescending at all. Women, you have to come at some conversations with men as though you're coming at a conversation with your child. And like I said, please don't take that as condescending towards men, because that's absolutely not how I'm coming at it. But women, we need to really simplify things when we're talking to men. And in this situation, I would suggest, hey Dan, oh yay, so good to hear from you. I would suggest that communication is brought up. Communication is key. But a lot of times with women, when we communicate, we go, For instance, in this situation, we might be like, hey, lover, like being a woman, hey, lover, I don't like this. I'm not feeling supported. Things aren't good. I feel like you don't do anything. I'm working my ass off as well. Yada, yada, yada. You get the point. Whereas from a man's perspective, and men feel free to comment on this, but from a man's perspective, when a woman unloads like that and sort of talks from the emotional place and talks from this place of suffering, the man is just like feeling very attacked sometimes and can get quite defensive. And so then this creates this conflict. And this is what the arguments are probably about in this situation. So what I would suggest, however, is if you're a woman and you're coming up against this with your partner, is that you use really positive reinforcement for your language when you come up against something like this. Really important to sit down with your partner and say, hey, first of all, hey, lover, coming from a woman, hey, lover, is there any chance we could sit down and chat? And it's super important to tell him that he's not in trouble, that there's no problem as such, or he's not going to get grilled, because men are used to getting grilled, and it's come from as a very young boy. I mean, I do it with my son. I think, oh shit, I'm grilling him. Stop. But it comes from when he was really little. He's just used to, like, when women say, hey, I need to talk to you, it's like, oh God. So that can create a little bit of already that defensiveness coming up even before it needs to or doesn't need to. So I would say, hey lover, is it okay if we have a chat? You're not in trouble. I just want to chat, if that's okay. When's a good time? You know, don't men need to be able to unwind at the end of the day. And okay, so he might go to the pub with his mates. This is really important that he does get that time with his mates. It's really, really important to encourage your man to have time with his mates, because that's how he connects back to his masculinity, to be around brothers, to be around like-minded men, to like kind of, you know, like they joust, they kind of like pump each other up or knock each other down or whatever. Like they're just like, yeah, blokey stuff. Whether it's playing sport or drinking at the pub or, you know, barbecue or, I don't know, going fishing, that sort of stuff. The stuff that as women, we don't get it. We don't understand why you need to do that. Okay, so encourage him to spend time at the pub. That's fine. I understand in this situation, she's thinking that, okay, he's going to the pub without having any thought of her. And that's right. He's probably thinking of you. It's not that he's not thinking of you, but he's also not aware of what you need. So we come back to this communication. You're going to sit down with him after you ask him if, you know, when's a good time to sit down. Like I said, don't interrupt him when he's, I'm going to sound like such a, I don't know, I guess a misogynist. I'm not sure. But anyway, whatever. Men need downtime. They really, you know, you're focused and really purposeful for all day at work. They need downtime. They're not like us where they're just like off, you know, thinking of this and that all day long and blah, 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 and our brains are just constantly thinking. Men are just like, what's the focus? What's the purpose? Done, goal achieved, relax, zone out. Yeah? So once you understand this, if he's like sitting down watching the game of footy, he's not going to be able to focus on you. This is not a great time to connect with him. If he's, you know, I don't know, whatever your man does to get time out, usually it's the couch, then let him have that time out. Ask him when's a good time, maybe the next ad break, maybe after the game's finished, whatever. So then when you sit down to communicate, you can just start with some really positive reinforcement, like, hey babe, I appreciate you, and I see all of the things that you're doing to really support me or support us or to take our future forward or whatever it is, because men don't hear that anywhere near enough. And look, some women don't either, but we're talking about men right now. So if you can really build him up, make him feel, oh wow, like this is a fucking breath of fresh air, thank you, like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling the love. And then if you were able to, in this situation, say to him, rather than taking it on a negative spin, take it on a positive spin. So, hey, when I get home from work, say Thursday, I'm going to be late home from work, and I would feel, give him the emotion, I would feel so relaxed or supported or love, I would feel so much love if dinner could be sorted that night. Rather than putting a negative spin on it and being like, hey, I'm stressed out, I'm feeling like you're not supporting me, yada, yada, yada. And I went through this earlier in the video. You could just put a positive spin on it. Hey, give him the problem and give him the emotion, the good emotion that you're going to be getting to if he fixes the problem, not the negative emotion. Because he's like, fuck, I don't want that negative emotion. I don't want you stressed. I don't want you feeling unsupported. But how do I fix it? And his way of fixing it isn't going to be what you want. I pretty much guarantee it. Don't tell him how to fix it. Don't be like, hey, when you make dinner, you need to, I like to have it done this way, or you need to use those pans, or it's got to be this kind of food. If you want dinner on the table when you get home, just give him the problem. The problem is that the problem. Yeah, I guess so. I guess the problem is that I would feel stressed if I got home and dinner wasn't done. So I would give him that positive reinforcement. I would feel so like respected and supported if that day maybe you could do dinner for us, or maybe even just say dinner could be done. I mean, who cares if he buys takeaway? Whatever, just if he could support you in that way. Don't tell him how to do it. Let him problem solve. Men are so good at this. And then the follow-up is that after he puts dinner on the table, you get home and dinner's done, and it's not the right dinner, fucking tough titties. Appreciate what he has done. Create some positive reinforcement. Like, okay, maybe it's sushi and you wanted Italian. Well, you should have said so. You should have just said, not so much I want Italian, but you should have just said, hey, there's that new Italian place that opened up too. I wonder what that would be like. Like, leave it out there. If he doesn't get Italian, who cares? Whatever. But allow him to problem solve and keep it really positive. And I guarantee you, if you are giving your man these, if you're giving your man positive kind of goalposts to move towards, and giving him that reinforcement of how you'll feel if something is done, and not telling him how to do it, letting him problem solve, then I guarantee you this man is going to step up. And yeah, it's going to be difficult because your old way of moving through things like this it's not getting you anywhere. It's like people who go to the gym all the time and they're just like, and they're still, overweight or unhealthy or, whatever, not happy with their body, I should say. And they're just like, but I work out every day. It's like, okay, well, you need to do it differently. You need to do something different now because that's not working. So if you are thinking, but I do communicate, but I do this, but I do that. No, you're probably just missing a really integral part. Maybe taking the negative to the positive, or maybe showing him presence, like presence of yourself in front of him. Positivity is, men thrive off you giving them problems to solve, and they're so good at it. So rather than us, a lot of times women take it onto ourselves to be like, oh, fuck, I've got to do everything. I've got to organize the kids. I've got to, make the dinners. He's doing nothing. He's on the couch. And I've been in this situation. I 100% have. I was married for a really, really long time. And I remember going through this exact same stuff when I didn't know what to do. And I was, You know, and that's a massive part of why I do what I do, because I have found places of lack in my life that I needed to fix. And I'm a real, like, I can nut stuff out. You know, if there's a problem in my life, I'm going to get to the bottom of it, and I'm going to change the way that I do things until I get it right. And so it's a very difficult thing for us to do as women, to show up and to do things differently, coming from that positive place instead of the whingy place, because we like to have men and everyone, our women friends as well, we like to have everyone kind of sympathizing with us. So men, if you're watching this, yeah, that's kind of the way that we move. We like to talk about our problem as women, and then we like to kind of sit in it. And that's okay. I encourage you to sit in a problem and just kind of experience that emotion, ladies. But at the same time, don't set up your house in it. You know, if you're going to be, I'm kind of going off the subject here, but I'm going to add this on. If you are going to be unloading on your man as to what your day was like, if there's no problem to solve, don't whinge. If you would like him to solve the problem, amazing. Tell him, because he's going to help you. But it's so frustrating for a man to hear how unhappy you are and what happened to you today, and not have you follow his and not have you allow him to fix it, or not have you follow what he puts in front of you in order to fix this problem. So it's like, you know, oh, my boss is such an asshole, and oh, I hate my job, and oh God, and he's going to start, you know, he'll be like, oh, I hate hearing you unhappy, and I want to fix it. Quit your job. Let's find you another job. Or, you know, move into a different boss, go to a different section in your work, and you're going to be like, why doesn't he listen to me? He just wants to, like, ignore my problem. Kimberly, I know. Yeah. He wants to ignore my problem, and he just wants to, like, not even talk about it anymore. He just, like, says, well, fix it and move on. Yes, because he's a problem solver, and his brain doesn't work the same way as your brain. And so if you can understand this, you can have such amazing relationships, because you're both serving different purposes. You're both serving different purposes. He's the man, he's the doer, you're the beer. You're the one who moves from the emotional place. You're the one who, you know, brings nurture to the relationship, maybe. You're the one who feels the love. You're the one who he is completely lit up by when you're happy. And that's why it's so important for him to keep you happy. So when he tries to fix your problem, don't kick his ass over it. If you have something you need to unload on, and I always say this, call a girlfriend, or talk to your daughter, or ring your mom, or, you know, organize a girls' night out. Then unload. Women are so good at this. They're just like, oh yeah, totally. Oh yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, my boss is like that too. Oh man. And we just feel so supported in that. So guys, here's a little tip for you, that every now and then, even though it's really, really torturous to listen to women kind of talking about stuff that's going on for them, and hearing them go on and on about it, every now and then, give her some time to unload. Every now and then, because you have no idea how honored or how loved we feel by you when you do this. So, but ladies, keep in mind that when you're unloading on him and telling him all of your stuff and how you feel and all of this, it's torture. So set a time frame. I mean, like, literally set a time frame. Set a timer, because it's like 5 minutes, 10 if he absolutely adores you and wants to marry you and have children with you, but 5 minutes if you're just kind of dating, that he will listen, that he'll be able to put up with that. So guys, in this situation, when your woman is unloading, all you need to do is this. Ah, yeah? Ah, that's terrible. Ah, that's it. That's all you have to do. And I know that's going to hurt you inside to not fix your woman's problem, but just for that short period of time, every now and then, just listen. Even if she's unloading about you, like, you do this and I don't feel like you're supporting me in this way and blah, 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 then just be like, I'm really sorry you feel that way. Okay, I hear you. Okay. Give her a hug, whatever it is. But you don't have to fix a woman's problem. Women, I mean, every now and then it's beautiful, but women like to just kind of sit in our problems, or just sympathy. We just like sympathy. And then we feel better. We feel like the problem's fixed because it's like, this happened and then if a man comes in or anyone comes in and goes, oh my God, are you okay? That was terrible. I feel so bad for you. We go, yeah, but I'm okay. I'm fine. Whereas sometimes if we don't understand the way that men think, we can go, this happened to me and I'm suffering. And the man goes, don't put up with that shit. Fix it. Let's do this. Or move on. Get over it. And you're going, he doesn't care about me. He doesn't want to talk to me. He doesn't want to sympathize with me. That's what you do with women. Be in a women's circle. Join a women's group. Brings me back to, if you would like to join that page that I have on Facebook, it's a closed page, so you can share anything you share on there is not visible to other Facebook people in your in your friends list, and it's you can just search for Fully Free Woman, and that's the Facebook group that I run for women. If you'd like to work with me around relationships, I do these sessions called Unfuck Yourself. And in that, we delve into a lot of different stuff. So I do one-on-one stuff via Skype and private sessions. They're anywhere from an hour to 3 hours. And we can just kind of sift. We can delve into things. This is for guys and girls. We can work through relationship, sex, understanding the opposite sex, love, life, diet, clarity, and it's really amazing when you do work with someone around this stuff, how your life shifts, because you show up and you're like, you know what, I'm owning my stuff. I'm owning that this is what's going on for me. Even just talking to someone about it is incredibly powerful. And that's something I'm really good at, is holding space for people to really open up, and not so much giving them I wouldn't say I'm definitely not the kind of person that comes and you say, can I have the answer? And I go, here's the answer. I'm definitely not, because you have all of the answers inside of you. With this stuff with communication with men and women, I believe that it's not something that I found it really hard to wrap my head around and, to start with. And for me, it's not, it definitely wasn't in me to understand the way that men think. So if you would like some more clarity around the way that men think, or men, if you want some more clarity around the way that women think, I do amazing sessions for men to really step into their masculinity, to step into their power, to step into their love, to understand women, to connect more to their heart instead of their balls, or not instead of, but connecting both. So all of that. And you can just connect with me on my website, zoeswain.com. Have an amazing day, and that's all. Bye.